Fasusi. Look, I know that some folks have been waiting on this one, but I wanted to turn around and take a look at this and really give it my brain. And I got to tell you, when we learned that Michael Fasusi was going to commit to Oklahoma, Bill Bedenbaugh, baby. Like, that's the thing. This is what you expected to happen at Oklahoma when you bring in a guy like Bill Bedenbaugh even 11 years ago. One of the things that I think held Oklahoma back basically from 2009 to about 2013 was its offensive line play. Oklahoma had been going through it. At one point, Bruce Kittle, George Kittle's dad, was coaching part of the offensive line, and Bobby Jack Wright was coaching another part of the offensive line. Like, you had interior offensive line coach and an offensive tackles coach, which sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, and didn't work much better when Bob Stoops and Oklahoma were doing it. And then Bob made what I think is even more substantial hire than the one he would later make in hiring Bill Bedenbaugh before hiring Lincoln Riley. I think Bill Bedenbaugh had established himself as one of the best kept secrets in all of football when he was at West Virginia, and even prior to that, having a background with some air raid coaches, but also committed to running the football. And one of the things that he did so well at Oklahoma is help Riley, and to some degree Heupel, gel a pro running attack with air raid passing concepts that eventually evolved into what I have called the pro raid, which is what Lincoln Riley runs today and what Oklahoma runs today. It is taking full advantage of big, beefy, skillful offensive linemen who can mash on people and beating people vertically down the middle of the field. It was not uncommon from 2013 to 2021, and even now, for Oklahoma to run for 300 yards and throw for 300 yards in the same damn football game. That was the kind of offense that we all wanted, perfectly balanced in every way. You had mashers and maulers and pass protection, and you had fast dudes on the outside, and you had a quarterback that could be a magician back there that can make it all happen. But I got to tell you, man, it always starts with that offensive line. And knowing that Michael Fasusi has decided that that was the thing he wanted to do, if you're an Oklahoma fan, man, if you anybody, if you Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, you feeling like this, Ohio State, you going, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Because it's one thing for people to show up and throw the horns down and, jazz up the fan base because you're an elite prospect that has decided to commit to whomever. But then when you know that a guy like Michael Fasusi immigrates from Nigeria, starts playing football at Louisville, becomes a star on offensive line, which, by the way, Texas is a place where you could become a star as an offensive lineman, takes a look around, getting recruited by A&M, getting recruited by Texas, and says, okay, I think I want to do this for real. Who does it the best? This is the same question that Nick Saban had asked Jalen Hurts when Jalen Hurts said, I think I got to transfer. Cool, I want to help you. Who's the best? Let's send you there. Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts shows up at Oklahoma. They win a Big 12 championship. They go to the college football playoff. Michael Fasusi looks around. He says, who creates the best offensive lineman for the NFL? Cody Ford went to Oklahoma. Creed Humphrey went to Oklahoma. Ben Powers went to Oklahoma. Anton Harrison went to Oklahoma. Tyler Guyton went to Oklahoma. And he actually had the presence to say that as he is announcing to the world he is committed to Oklahoma. The quote that I love, man, this one just filled me. I got such joy out of hearing an 18-year-old make a decision based on business. So my deciding factor was actually development. Who develops the best O-lineman? Coach B. Who puts the most O-linemen in the NFL? Coach B. To make that even better, he's a great person. He's a very humble man. You see the numbers that are put out. He's never going to talk about that. He still wants to get better every day. That's what it's going to do for me. I said earlier, it's not going to hurt being with the best O-line coach in the country. I'm down with that. There it is. Wisdom. Straight wisdom coming out of this child. Grown man, excuse me. They turn 18, they become adults. I always call them kiddos, but you understand my point here. It's 5-star offensive lineman. That is one of the top 30 prospects in the entire country. And Bill Bedenbaugh has worked for 3 different head coaches at Oklahoma. And every last one of them would tell you, hey, I got to have that guy on the staff. And when Bill Bedenbaugh decided not to follow Lincoln Riley to L.A. because he loved where he was and he loved Oklahoma, and Venables was wanting to keep him, Stoops was wanting to keep him, Castiglione was wanting to keep him, and they made that easy. Bill Bedenbaugh is becoming for Oklahoma what Larry Johnson Sr. is at Ohio State. One of those guys, like what Phil Parker is at Iowa. One of those men that has decided, this is who I am. This is what I want to be. This is it. Not saying that Bill Bedenbaugh is going to be an offensive line coach at Oklahoma forever. Not even saying that Bill Bedenbaugh wants to do that forever. But knowing that you are the best at what you do in what your area you're in is paramount, man. What do you do? What does the world think of you? And what do they want you to do? I do this show. I'm good at this show, right? I love talking ball. I love having a dialogue about ball. I enjoy telling the stories about these players and these coaches. Bill Bedenbaugh, this is his bread and butter, baby. This is what he does. And Michael Fasusi sees that, says, give me all of that. Give me every bit of that. So what does this mean for Oklahoma going forward? It means, as I had been saying the whole time, Oklahoma, it has always been SEC ready because we see Oklahoma playing the best of the SEC in New Year's Six bowl games. Beat down Auburn 2016, right? Blew a 17-point lead in double overtime to Georgia in the Rose Bowl. Probably going to win that national championship if we don't squib kick it. 2013, right? That season, we beat Alabama and Nick Saban in the Sugar Bowl. I mean, we keep going on. Go to Neyland, beat Tennessee. You know, there's things to do here, but I think mostly this is just another signal that Oklahoma is ready and raring to go. They are running toward the SEC is what Brendan Venables says, but the way that I've always said this is it ain't that Oklahoma got to play the SEC. It's that the SEC got to play Oklahoma. And the reason that I have mostly changed up on all of this is at first it was kind of like, yeah, let me show some humility here because it's a tough league. And I understand that. I think most people understand that. But we ain't Ole Miss. We not Texas A&M. We not Missouri. And they seem to be doing fine in that league. You know, we wanted Alabama. We wanted Georgia. We wanted LSU, right? And if we got to play them each and every week, fine. We wanted the respect. I'm not saying anybody owes us a damn thing, but you will show some respect here. You will respect the opponent. We respect the opponent. You know, that nobody's showing up here saying they're going to run the SEC. Nobody's showing up here going, they ain't ready for us. We're saying, hey up, dog. Like, we somebody out here too. You know, it's just that. It feels almost like you're not recognizing that this is Magneto over here who is staying his hand because Professor X asked him to. But we got one speed. We got some Dark Phoenix energy over here. Okay? I'm gonna let you know, right? We the vampires fear. We Blade. That's what we've been over here in the Big 12. Did nobody want to put us on their schedule? Did nobody want to do that? And now you're seeing what Brent Venables is able to do, what Bill Bedenbaugh has been able to do, what Todd Bates has been able to do, what DeMarco Murray's been able to do, what Seth Luttrell is going to do. I try not to lay it on too thick about the squad. But I can't help it sometimes because, you know, I love this stuff and I'm so passionate about it. But this Michael Fasusi, this news, it's one of many more to come. But that bruh can absolutely play.